Welcome. This will be a quick flow practice with a little bit of playful movement in it. So let's come to our hands and knees. Okay. This is one of the ways I love to get started because you can get to so many joints of the body from one place. So spread your fingers apart from each other. Your knees are also set apart from each other. And when you take a breath in, slowly stretch out the front of your body. And when you breathe out, round your spine, draw your belly button up. Move through. This is called cat lift pose, and then through to cat tuck pose. Okay, and keep moving. Let's do one more just like that. Okay, now when you're in this arc shape, pull your rib cage to the left, and as you inhale, let it settle down, and then with the exhale, sweep it to the right, and then back up and over. So there's a skipping rope movement to your spine. You can let your head move intuitively along with this too, warming up your neck. And let's take one more circle around this way. When you end up in a domed spine, then go the other way. Take your rib cage to the right and down, over to the left and up. Okay, 2 more times. Now, come back to a flat back and walk your hands ahead of your shoulders. Curl your toes under. As you're ready, lift your knees up, come to down dog, moving into down dog. Any kind of motion that helps to open up tight spaces. Still the movement in downward facing dog. And the next time you breathe in, lift your heels up. And when you breathe out, bend your knees, look forward. Steps or a hop bring you forward and come up to a halfway lift, lots of length. And as you exhale, fold in. Okay, let's do that 2 more times. So an inhale again to lengthen your spine. As you exhale and bow, maybe you bend your knees to help. 1 more time, an inhale. And an exhale. Push away from the ground, slowly come up to stand, up to a full stretch, reaching. And then trace your hands down your midline, down by your sides. Let's keep going. As you inhale, lift your chest and arms. Bow from your hips to come down to Uttanasana. With an inhale, a halfway lift again. And then step your right foot back, rest your right knee to the mat. Low lunge. With an inhale, lift your upper body. Now as you exhale, lean forward, reach back. If your right toes are tucked, you could also lift your right knee and then inhale back to a low lunge. And exhale, lean to reach, maybe lifting the right knee. 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. And 1 more. And then exhale. Okay, keep your back knee lifted, bring your hands to the ground, 3-legged dog. Lift your left leg up and back. Lift your left hip above your right and then bend your right knee. We're going to do some hip circles, so really firm with your hands. Take your left knee wide out to the left, forward towards your left rib cage, in towards your belly button. Sweep it around and back. And there's a circle. Take a couple more like that. All the while, stay really steady through your hands. And try to stay relaxed through your neck. Okay, let's sweep around. The next time your thigh is in towards your chest, just hug it in there for a moment. Turn your torso towards the ground, and then slowly come forward into plank with your thigh hugging up close. And spin your right heel flat to the ground. Now your left knee can come underneath your hip, or step it wide off to the right. Either stay on both hands or raise your right arm up, fallen triangle pose. And settle your shoulders away from your ears. Push into the ground actively through your feet to keep your hips afloat. Remember your breath. And the next time you breathe out, look down, bring your right hand down. We'll come back to plank pose on the inhale. As you exhale, bend your elbows to lower. Untuck your toes. Take your finger stand, I'm kind of speaking ahead of myself. Fingertips wide, inhale, finger stand cobra. As you exhale, bring your left shoulder down, look off to the right. And inhale back up to center. And then exhale to stretch out the right side. Okay, as you breathe in, come back to center again. As you exhale, lean down the middle, bring your palms down by your ribs, cobra or upward facing dog on the inhale, and downward facing dog as you breathe out. Okay, just take a brief moment to pause and find your foundation again. Okay. Now the next time you breathe in, float your left leg up and back, three-legged dog. As you exhale, step your left foot forward in between your hands, spin your right heel flat, and land your left elbow to your left thigh. Reach your right fingertips forward as you hug your right hip back, turn towards the right, open wide, a full circle through your right arm. As it passes by your right hip, turn your right shoulder down so you can reach ahead actively, turning wide. Okay, now we want to get this in touch with the breath, so let's make the inhale, reaching forward and up, and the exhale, sweeping back and down. We'll do two more like that. Okay, so this is our last time passing through. Okay, now as your right hand comes down, walk your hands ahead of your left foot for half moon pose. Step onto your left foot, raise your right leg. So your left hand can come to a block or the ground. Turn your torso sideways, and then reach up through your top arm. If you're feeling a little unsteady, both hands can stay down on the ground, and your gaze can certainly also be to the ground or sideways or up towards the ceiling. If you're lucky enough to have someone pull on your hair, you can really test your balance. Okay. Now look down to the ground and bend your left knee. Bring your hands around your left foot again and step your right foot way back down your mat. Three-legged dog, lift your left leg up and back. And this time, just keep your hips at a similar height to each other, and then bring your left foot down to the ground. Okay, now step your feet just a little bit closer in towards your hands, and bring your feet together to touch. Spread your fingers wide, roll your shoulders back so your neck is long, and then bend your knees so you can look forward. So we're going to take a few little playful hops, eventually getting up to the front of the mat. Donkey kick, so bend your knees, and when you're ready, hop away from the mat, hug your heels in towards your sitting bones. And you want to keep your gaze in between your thumbs so you can see about where you're going. And if you get a little hang time up there, then do not fear, keep breathing. Press down firmly through your finger pads. And then bring your feet to the ground as you're ready, near the front of your mat. Just let your arms relax, your shoulders relax. Okay, next time you breathe in, a halfway lift. And when you breathe out, a forward fold. Rise up to stand. Come up to a full stretch. Ooh, and then mountain pose. All right, a moment to find your upright shape. Let your breath steady you. Let it be as deep as it needs to be. The next time you breathe in, lift your chest and arms. As you breathe out, fold from your hips, bow in, Uttanasana. Inhale, a halfway lift, lengthening. As you exhale, step your left foot back, bring your left knee to the mat, a low lunge. Inhale, push away from the ground, lift your chest and arms. Exhale, lean forward, reach back, maybe lift your left knee. Inhale, ground your back knee lightly, lift your chest. And then exhale to sweep back. We'll do two more. And inhale. And exhale. One more time. And exhale. Keep your back knee lifted. Bring your hands under your shoulders. Three-legged dog. Float your right leg up, float your right hip up too, and then bend your right knee. As you breathe in, take your right knee wide off to the right, up towards your right arm, in towards your belly button, down past your left thigh. There is a circle. Try about three more. With your hands both evenly planted, holding as much of down dog in your body as you can, so still lift your sitting bones up and back. And the next time your leg comes around, when it's close into your chest, turn your hips towards the mat, shoulders towards the mat. Breathe in and come forward plank. And then spin your left heel flat. Now your right knee can come underneath your shoulder or step your right foot wide off to the left, and both hands can stay down or turn open towards the side, reach up through your top arm. Use your upper back strength, guide your shoulder blades down your back, and use the strength of your legs, so push in really firmly through your feet. And then look down and bring your left hand down, step back into plank pose. And as you exhale, bend your elbows, come all the way down. Okay, untuck your toes, finger stand cobra, so an inhale to rise. As you exhale, bring your right shoulder down, look off to the left. Inhale, come back up to center. And exhale, over to the right. Okay, breathe in to come up to center. As you exhale, lean down the middle, bring your palms flat to the ground, cobra or up dog as you breathe in. And downward facing dog as you breathe out. Oh, I always like those shoulder stretches. It's one of those, I need more of this. I don't know what it is about life. It's carrying things, carrying kids, groceries, etc. Okay. As you breathe in, float your right leg up. As you breathe out, step your right foot in between your hands. Spin your left heel flat. Place your right elbow firmly to your right thigh, and then as you inhale, reach your left hand forward, turn towards the side, and exhale, bring your hand back and down. Your shoulder lowers, inhale, forward and up, and exhale, back and down. So you've got 3 more on your own. Just try to keep your breath slow. There's no destination. Your hand comes down, reach your hands both around your right foot, moving to half moon pose. Take a step onto your right leg, float your left leg up. So work both legs towards straight, extend your chest forward. Your right hand can be on a block or the ground, and then lift your left hand if you wish, turn sideways. So try to keep the position of your left leg in check. Flex through your foot, elevate through your outer foot. And you can lift your left hand up if you wish. And your gaze is where it needs to be to sustain your balance. Make sure your breath is happening. Great. And then look down to the ground, bring both hands down, bend your right knee, take a long step back, 3-legged dog. Lift your right leg up. Just a moment to open the front of your right hip and then step your right foot down to the ground too. Now again, shorten your stride up a little bit and bring your feet together to touch. So your legs are going to hug in together, working together. Spread your fingers wide, roll your shoulders back, and inhale to lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees, a powerful squat, and then a few hops. When you hop, hug your heels up towards your sitting bones, and that'll help bring your center of gravity forward. And try to keep your gaze forward too, between your hands. If you're looking towards the back of your mat, there's just a little bit more risk of something like a somersault. Okay, and then come forward, feet down, inhale, halfway lift, and then bow in. So let's be gentle with this now. Just take your hands like a cradle, hand to each elbow, rock a few times, side to side. And then bring your fingertips down. You can choose a squat or crow. We're going to end up sitting. So whichever you fancy, Malasana, Bakasana. Let's take 3 or 4 breaths. I'll just go Malasana, so in case you're wondering, I don't remember what that was. It's like this. Come down onto your seat, stretch your legs out ahead of you. We have 2 things we're going to do before Shavasana. 1, a hamstring stretch. Janu Shirshasana. Take your right heel out wide, bend your left knee, turn towards your left leg. Breathe in to create length. That's my right leg, doesn't matter. We're gonna do both. I'll switch over, this is right. So as you lean in, let's take 4 dedicated breaths to the stretch. When you inhale, there's length. When you exhale, you bow. Couple more slow breaths. Last one. Lift your upper body. Extend your left leg. Fold your right leg in, or whatever is opposite for you. Turn towards your left leg and inhale to lengthen. And an exhale to fold. Keep your breath moving, so the inhale recreates the length in your spine, and the exhale you soften into a curve. And then lift your upper body. And bring your legs both out ahead of you. Just move yourself into the middle of your mat. We're going to take one more pose, bridge or wheel pose before Shavasana. So roll your way down. And as you arrive, bring your heels a little closer to your sitting bones. Press down through the backs of your arms. Lift your hips up. So you can keep a downward pressure with your arms flat. If you're heading to wheel, bend your elbows, take your fingertips over your shoulders. Hug your elbows in towards each other. Press down through your feet and hands to lift onto the crown of your head. And then hug your elbows in again, roll your shoulders back and push your upper body towards the sky. Ease your way down. As you come down, just a little restoration by bringing your knees into your chest. There's no problem if this is happy baby pose too, that may feel good. And then to open up to Shavasana, just take your time as you're ready. Widen your heels, widen your hands. Bring your shoulder blades a little closer to your spine. Let's take a deep inhale. A long exhale. So let your work be done for now. Allow yourself to experience stillness. It's a beautiful contrast after the movement of your body. As long as you can. If you're ready to close, then press your feet forward, reach your hands back. Bend your knees, place the soles of your feet to the mat, and then roll over to your right side. And slowly lift your upper body. Make your way to a comfortable seat. You arrive, bring your palms together to heart center. Acknowledge your work, setting aside this time for movement, to open up your body, your breath, calm your mind. Thank you for your practice. Namaste. Spin your left heel to the ground and plant your right elbow firmly to your right thigh. Now as you inhale, take your left hand forward and up, turn to the left. Exhale, reach your left hand back. Oh, Jesus.